Your suit, your silhouette, was a signal that said, here comes trouble. Ted's style, though, was nothing if not adaptable. It was great for dancing, great for fighting.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Yeah, I've got another word for that, actually. Begins with F.
And that word isn't fun.
And for the first time ever, they introduced sex into clothes. Ever. Nobody's ever done that before in this country. The Teddy Boys brought sex into the clothes.
Everybody snap your fingers. Everybody stomp your feet.
You go to the local dance hall, the girls are over there, the boys are over here. The boys are looking at the girls, and for the first time, the girls are looking at the boys. Because they look sexy in the clothes. The clothes looked at some, come on, if you want me, come and get me.
The whole thing shouts, look at me, I'm tough, I'm cool, I'm rich by the standards of my forebears, I've got a couple of bob, I've got a girl with very large breasts on my arm.
His ideal girl, he says, is a big, dozy blonde.
The Ted Style Manifesto: we will show off, we will rip it up, and we will rumble, fizzed with disrespectful danger.
If you didn't like it, then you can fuck off. And that's where their total attitude in the 1950s. If you don't like us...
It's funny, because people think that punk was almost the first sartorial expression of F off, if you like. Well, no, it wasn't. What do you think Teddy Boys were doing with that? You see, these were blokes who were meant to know their place. You have to understand how rigid the English class system was at that point. You didn't move between the classes, you knew your betters and you stayed where you were. Well, Teddy Boys stayed where they were, but they dressed like they had $1 million to put on their backs. The whole thing is very over the top, very brazen, and that's what those kids were. They were the first generation almost of working class kids to outwardly say, I'm as good as you, I can wear what you got.
No one on the corner had swagger like us, swagger like us, swagger like us. No one on the corner had swagger like us.
The swashbuckle of Ted slashed deep into British street fashion, and its spirit lives on in hip-hop style.
You've got to have swagger. You know, you've got to have swagger.
You don't want to be wearing stuff that everyone else is wearing. You don't want to go out and see 10 people wearing what you're wearing. You just want to be different, don't you?
When you go out to the club or whatever and you've got a nice top on, you've got nice kicks on, certain colourway, you know, and you've dropped it well, you've got good swagger, they call it swagger. You've got good swagger going on. It doesn't matter if you haven't got any money in the bank. On that day, if you look good in the club, the girls are going to come and see you.
The trainers retail from £295 and the hats from about 200 upwards. This obviously isn't for everyone. You know, some people like it, some people don't, but for people that require something special, crystals look classier and sophisticated as well.
We get the regular guys off the streets, they'll buy a pair of kicks, they won't tell anybody where they got it from, but they will come here to buy certain things.
Clothes make a man. Yeah.
The sweat-stained rebellion of Ted had fought its way out of the bleak realities of early 50s austerity. But the next great British street style owed everything to the shiny prosperity of booming 60s Britain. They called it mod, and it was a discreet, clean-cut insurrection.
I mean, I always thought that it was kind of different between the mods and the Teds, that the Teds kind of wanted to make their rebellion overt, that they wanted people to see that they were, you know, angry or upset, whereas the mods were much more subtle about it.
If Ted was perspiration, mod was aspiration.
All the people that I knew wanted a good job. They didn't want what their parents had. They wanted to dress well and dress nicely while they were working. They didn't want to work on a building site and only dress up over a weekend. You know, Friday night clothes, please. That just wasn't what we were about.
With the hopes that he'll stay. By the time
I had a friend that was a hairdresser. I had a friend that was a graphic artist. Another friend that worked in the stock market. We were the kind of the early yuppies.
Maud was mobile. Maud had money. And Maud had dreams of a life less ordinary.
The 20th century was really unravelling at high speed at that time. You grabbed influences from everywhere. I became very interested in jazz. I was impressed by the clothes you saw. If you look at some of early Miles Davis record, he has a lovely green button-down shirt on. It's quite an iconic cover, that.
Well, everyone had a green shirt made after that. I mean, it's one of the great albums ever, so it just works, doesn't it? All of it. You know, I just used to idolise these blokes.
Other young mods were finding their inspiration in dark corners.
Qu'est-ce que vous faites ici? C'est que vous détestez Paris.
J'ai pas dit que je détestais, j'ai dit que j'avais beaucoup d'ennemis.
Alors vous êtes en danger.
Oui, je suis en danger. Tu veux pas venir à Rome avec moi, Patricia?
Et faire quoi là-bas?
On verra.
Jean-Paul Belmondo is probably the coolest guy for my generation. He was the epitome of, how can I say, I want to be like him. You felt good, and you wanted to talk with your cigarette in your mouth.
Gazer, qu'est-ce que c'est?
Elles étaient très jolies, mais ça gazait pas, ça marchait pas, c'était triste.
Most of the New Wave films, the actors had the right haircuts, and they had the right clothes. Where English films tended to be very working class or very conservative. I was looking for fashion, I was looking for image, I was looking for style.
How to make a mod. Take 1 part French cinematic élan. 1 part American jazz cool. And top with another continental flavour. La Dolce Vita.
Italian waiters I saw riding around Soho on their little scooters. They were very influential. The Italians had a very rounded shoulder. The sleeve head on their suits were very rounded, and it was just very chic.
It was a very Soho fashion. It was a very London Soho look, with the Italian sort of the bum freezer, they used to call it. It's come back now, actually. A very short jacket is a look that was very popular around it. A one-piece back almost, isn't it? Square.
They had a culture of the male being a bit of a peacock, a bit of, you know, somebody who was looked after himself.
To be peacocks, the mods had first to be magpies, pinching glittering pieces of style to make something that was all their own.
It's working class kids who want to dress like they're betters. They're gonna wear the emperor's new clothes, and they're gonna really wear them. And they are gonna strut down the street in the finest stuff they can find.
I tell you, it was so funny. We were like a load of women. It was funny. My mum, you know, she laughs now. She says, I can remember you all in your bedroom trying to work out what you're gonna wear. You know, one wouldn't wear a black gingham shirt, the other one was going to wear it, so everybody had to be different.
Senor Blues is what they call me.
Preened and perfect, The mods strode through the everyday in pursuit of the ultimate accolade, to be known as a face.
What a wonderful term. The bloke who's got the face that you notice when you walk into a crowd. But really what you notice is the lapels.
Senor Blues done gone away. Senor Blues ain't bad looking.
But a lot of the sort of East End tailors were asked to do the sort of mod look.
This is a mod suit, single-breasted 3 buttons you can see, with the cloth buttons. Just look at the lapels. The lapels width, not too wide, not too skinny, about 2.25 inches wide. You got your slanted 2-inch slant flaps, your out ticket pocket.
There is a little